market growth versus the risk gap. Cybersecurity market has been growing rapidly every year, 299, CAGR is about 17%, but spending for the space has not correlated with improved breach outcomes. What does this mean? We're dumping money into the wrong things. Expense and depth is still a very, very real problem. So there you go. AI-driven attacks and governance gaps. A significant portion of breaches involved AI-augmented attack techniques. Well, if you come up with a technology that basically democratizes the ability to know how to do things, people are going to use it for malicious purposes. In the history of humankind, anytime you come up with a piece of tech, someone finds a way to use it for something bad. That is just the nature of how humans function. If you got a shovel, someone will say, well, gosh, I could pound that into a sword. I mean, that just is. AI is only making it quicker, better, faster. Yes. So I could give you those data points as well, but there you go. So really, if you're talking about strategic stuff that would make a difference, here's what people should focus on. Reducing the attack surface. That's microsegmentation, that's misconfiguration checks, that's API security, things like that. Detection and response. I would argue that this is probably even better around resilience and recovery. And stronger identity. Identity should not continue to be the problem that we have. Like, it is not that hard of a problem to solve to take care of identity management in the context of cyber. Um, you use a password manager, you use an IDP, you use federated identity, all those things. None of this stuff is exceptionally difficult, but we're relying on people not to be people, and we're thinking that we're going to get it right. That is dumb. That's not the right way that things go. Do something different. Like, don't be an idiot. Okay, on top of that, let's go look at some of the other cyber things that we should have paid attention to this year. Yeah, that are kind of hilarious, but also kind of concerning. This is my top 10. I'm going to give you the top 10 vendor fails here in a minute as well. But let's start with kind of the general market top 10. All right, so cybersecurity vendor and provider fails of 2025, and I actually have awards for some of these. And if they want them, I'll send them to them because what else am I going to do? The Trusted Defender Betrayed Award. Cybersecurity vendors hit by a SalesLoft Drift supply chain breach. In August of 2025, attackers compromised SalesLoft Drift integration, which we read about. And that breach rippled through multiple security vendors, including Tanium, Zscaler, Palo Alto, Cloudflare, and SpyCloud, among many others. Meaning even vendors whose whole business is protecting consumers were affected through third-party chain defendants. So everyone is potentially affected by those third-party things, including the cybersecurity vendors that supply us this technology. It just is what it is. Next award, the Security Promise Protection Failed Award. Password Manager provided a data breach and ICO fine, 1.6 million users. In late 2025, a major password manager, which is a service that's used for endpoint security and user password management, was breached, exposing PII of 1.6 million users and resulted in a 1.2 million pound ICO fine in the UK. Now, the interesting thing here is this is despite claims of a, quote, zero knowledge encryption capability. Now, I've talked with a lot of vendors that offer zero knowledge encryption capabilities. I don't know that I buy that story. Somehow, some way, there's a way to get access to that information. I don't think that we should rely on that as the control plane capabilities. Anytime someone is pushing zero knowledge, we don't know anything about what's going on in our system. Take the time and check. Ask the questions, because somewhere, somehow, there's access to that information that is proven right here. Zero knowledge encryption. How about just AES 256 or 512 would be better, or heck, 1024. We know what those things do. The Vendor Blind Spot Award, Workday and TransUnion, which were impacted by, guess what? Third party and supply chain attacks.